Jan Filios, EAC. Let me just say that this is a state statute that's been in effect for any number of years. Noxious weeds came in the 19th century to protect farmers from being overrun by these plants. So the state of Pennsylvania says you cannot propagate, cultivate, transport, or sell these. So what they're looking at is the most pernicious plants we have in our ecosystem, like kudzu. Unfortunately, we don't have that here, but in Philadelphia, it's an extreme problem. So what the state is saying and what townships have adopted into their ordinances is that we don't want you growing noxious weeds. We don't want you propagating kudzu and then selling it and transporting it to New Jersey or wherever you want to, whatever you want to do with it. That's the basis of this. It's not initiative from the township. It comes from the state of Pennsylvania, and what they're doing is identifying, and now they're doing it, they're stepping it up, they're doing it 4 times here, letting the public know what are being added to these lists. In other words, they have these databases across the state, and they say that we now are getting more and more sightings of this. So this is rising to a level where we can't control this plant. We feel we can't control this plant, so we're adding it to the list. That does not mean that we have those plants in our township. It means that these plants are across the state. So when I am a horticulturist, when I drive around, I see and a master watershed steward. When I drive around, there are very few of these plants that we have to be aware of. They're not weeds that grow in your lawn. They are like bamboo. Japanese knotweed is another example. And it spreads like bamboo. It has rhizomes, underground stems that grow laterally, and then they pop up, and they are as strong as bamboo, and they will split concrete. That's the type of thing that we don't want happening. And generally speaking, it's not until some of these plants are so invasive they get into someone else's yard, and then they cause problems. So we're not talking about going on people's property and looking for these. These are, when they make themselves a problem, a public nuisance, is what we're talking about. Thanks.
Now, I think if you want to focus on notice and penalties and violations, things like that, that's fine too. But I don't want to miss the forest for the trees with regard to this, because it's really to get this list of what are noxious weeds, what are invasive plants, into the ordinance that are not currently there. That's my take on it. I'm not on EAC. I don't. Is anybody from EAC here? I don't know. Yep. Maybe the EAC rep can speak to the greater purpose of this ordinance.
Yes, Jan Filios from the EAC. I have to say that I agree with the solicitor that this is just to update what the Department of Agriculture information is giving us recently. And they have stepped up their efforts to identify noxious weeds and invasive plants. And when it came to penalties, I have to say I had no idea, because I was looking at the old ordinance, and the old ordinance says you can actually send someone to jail for 90 days. So I read that and I said, somehow I have to lessen the penalties on this. Non-payment of the fine.
You can't send someone to jail for an initial violation.
Right.
If they don't pay within a certain period of time, then you have to go back to the judge and say,
yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if that's it.
Yeah, thank you. So this was something And I looked at the bamboo ordinance, and that was somewhat similar. So I said, I don't really want to, recommend something so severe, so I lessened it. So I think if the supervisors want to lessen it, go ahead and do that, because I don't have any investment, and EAC doesn't have any investment in assigning $1,000 or $2. It's up to you. Is that clear?